We're going to do this as rapid fire questions here. And
yes, no, or maybe.
Yeah,
Okay.
just one
Or it
respondent
depends.
at a time. Okay.
Okay, so you guys might have already touched on this a little bit, but outside the title, silence has a major presence in the film. It's almost like a character itself, and there's little to no soundtrack. So I was just wondering what your opinions are on the presence of silence throughout the movie.
Can I do this one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so in the book, and it's less clear in the movie because you don't get the narrative, right? In the book, the silence of God is likened to the silence of the sea, okay? But Endo describes the silence of the sea in very interesting ways. So this is on page 58 of my edition. The tide came in. The tomb forms did not move. These are the Christians who are on the crucifixes in the water. Okay? The waves, drenching the feet and lower half of their bodies, surged up the dark shore with monotonous roar, and with monotonous roar again receded. On the next page, he says, "What do I want to say? I myself do not quite understand, only that today, when for the glory of God Mokichi and Ichizo moaned, suffered, and died, I cannot bear the monotonous sound of the dark sea gnawing at the shore. Behind the depressing silence of the sea, the silence of God." Okay, but he just described the sea as roaring. So a roaring sea is silent. So the question we have to ask is God also roaring? And can Rodriguez hear the roar of God? Later on in the book, there's a key scene where Rodriguez has been captured and he sees a shell on the seashore. This is how he describes the scene. "While the guards were pushing poles under the boats, the priest picked up the peach-colored shells that were lying in the sand and played with them in his hands. They were the only beautiful things he had seen in this long, long day. Putting one to his ear, he listened to the faint muffled roar," there's that word again, right, "that issued forth from its deepest center." And what do you hear in a seashell? The sea, right? "Then, quite suddenly, a dark shudder shook his whole being, and in his hand he crushed that shell with its muffled roar." So the question is God silent, or is Rodriguez refusing, not just failing, but refusing to hear? There's another point where Mokichi is up on the cross, and he's dying, but he's singing this hymn. And in the film, is it the Te Deum? It might be the Te Deum. I can't remember. Maybe Tantamergo, actually. But anyway, he's singing this hymn. And in the book, Rodriguez is complaining about the silence of God. Well, here's one of the martyrs singing a hymn. You know, he seems to have a completely disincarnate view of God's relationship with the world, right? Because it's interesting that that Scorsese chose the Tantamergo, which is about the Eucharist there, right? Because the martyr is definitely one of the members of the body of Christ, okay? And so the member of the body then is giving human voice to the voice of God, okay? And he can't hear. In the movie, when Kichijiro is coming up to his prison cell saying, "Father, Father, you have to listen to my confession," what does he do? Right? Okay. So a lot of it is about the failure or even refusal of Rodriguez to hear. That's why things are silent.